Hey there, House here. Well, if you watched my last video, you know that my MLB predictions have not gone very well so far. But my NFL picks from last week went a bit better. I went 12-4, bringing my overall record to 50-30 for a win percentage of 63%. Let's roll right into these Week 6 picks, shall we? First up, tonight we have the Eagles versus the Buccaneers. The Eagles have played better over the past couple of weeks. They will have a true test in tonight's matchup against this Bucs team. On the other side, after being nearly embarrassed by the Patriots 2 weeks ago, the Bucs bounced back and trounced the Dolphins. I expect more of the same this week. I'm picking the Bucs. Next is the Jaguars versus the Dolphins. Oh boy, will this game be unfortunate to watch. I'm picking the Jaguars to win their first game of the season. I'm basing this solely by average on their ability to move the ball better than the Dolphins. Panthers versus Vikings. With both of these teams missing their lead backs, they've been a shell of their former selves. Both backs have a chance of returning and playing this weekend. I'm giving the advantage to the Vikings, with Cook being a little further along in his comeback, in my opinion. I'm picking the Vikings. Ravens versus Chargers. The Ravens were participants in a thrilling Monday night finish last week as they came back from being down over 20 points with a quarter and a half to go. They will, however, have to start scoring a bit sooner against the Chargers. The Chargers were a part of an offensive showing last week against the Browns that had the final score of 47-42. Not a lot of defense. I'm picking the Chargers here. Next up, we have the Giants versus the Rams. The Giants might be looking for any able body this week just to field the team due to the injuries they suffered to Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Kenny Golladay. The Rams are far and away a better and healthier team. I'm picking the Rams. Next up, we have the Colts versus the Texans. The Texans played a lot better last week than I would have thought. The rookie quarterback played his best game yet. I am, however, predicting some regression in this matchup for him. The Colts were able to handle Lamar Jackson for a little over half the game last week. I think they'll do just fine against this rookie. I'm picking the Colts. Next up, we have Washington versus the Chiefs. Not much has to be said here. I'm picking the Chiefs. On to our next matchup, we have the Bears versus the Packers. The Bears played well last week against the Raiders, even with the loss of their starting running back. Fields is dealing with the knee sprain, but he is expected to play. The Packers didn't play their best football last week against the Bengals, and it was a game that they should have lost on multiple occasions. I'm predicting that they'll play a little bit better this week. I'm picking the Packers. Next up, we have the Lions versus the Bengals. The Lions continue to lose in new and not so surprising fashion week in and week out. The Bengals are coming off of a loss where they had plenty of opportunities to win last week and improve their record to 4-1. I'm picking the Bengals here. Browns versus the Cardinals. The Browns were involved in what can be called the best or at least the most offensive outburst in the NFL so far against the Chargers last week. The Cardinals lasted just long enough last week to stay undefeated. I'll be picking the Cardinals to keep rolling. Patriots versus the Cowboys. The Patriots were fortunate to win last week after trailing most of the game. The Cowboys offense has been firing on all cylinders for the last few weeks now. I'm picking the Cowboys. Broncos versus the Raiders. No one had a more interesting week than the Las Vegas Raiders after their head coach, John Gruden, resigned after some emails surfaced showing him in a not-so-glorious light. If you're interested in what he was emailing about that got him in trouble, a simple Google search will give you your answer. The Broncos attempted to come back late last week against the Steelers, but they never really got a lot going for themselves. I see them winning this matchup against a possibly distracted Raiders team. I'm picking the Broncos. Steelers versus Seahawks. This is turning into a much easier matchup for the Steelers due to the injury to Russell Wilson. With Geno Smith set to take helm until Week 10, I don't see the Seahawks winning many games. I'm picking the Steelers. And lastly, we have the Titans versus the Bills. The Bills have been on fire lately. After taking down the Chiefs, there aren't many opponents that should scare them. The Titans are maintaining the ball at will week in and week out. They also may be receiving some additional help at the receiving position with A.J. Brown healthy and Julio Jones set to make a return. Only time will find that same success this week. I'm picking Well, there you have it. Those are my picks. Thank you for the house report. If there were some selections that you disagree with, please leave your own picks in the comment section. As always, I hope this week's picks go better than last week. And for all my betting friends out there, remember, you win some and you'll lose some, but the house always wins.